Digging with my younger brother in the back garden as kids, trying to look for gold. We find a big piece of metal in the hole that we try to dig up, hitting it repeatedly with a shovel. Eldest brother comes over and tells us to stop hitting the pipe because it's the gas line. Oh my gosh, one pierced hole and spark could have blown us up. Well then, yeah, it's a good thing that they were told to not do that because you just boom. Bye-bye. There wouldn't have been a Reddit post. One day, when I was about 8 or 9, my mom and I were waiting at a bus stop to head back home after running some errands. We hadn't been waiting long before this couple slowed their car down, pulled over, and informs us that the bus we were waiting on had broken down. They insisted it would be a very long delay, if it would even come at all. They offered to give us a ride home. Ooh, my mom immediately lied and said someone is already on their way to pick us up. I remember wondering why my mom lied, but I surprisingly didn't question it. After continuing to offer a ride and my mom refusing twice more, the couple eventually pulls off. Nothing about the couple or car screamed stranger danger to me, so I wondered why my mother kept refusing the ride. Not even 5 minutes later, our bus arrives. Yeah, they had sinister intentions for sure. They were gonna chop y'all up and then put you in a blender and drink it. Sorry, that's really disturbing. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, it's just mother's intuition. She knew something was off. Actually, no, it's stranger danger. I don't care if the bus is not coming. I ain't going in a stranger's car. Screw that. I was around 3 at the time because my mother was pregnant with my second youngest sister, and she took me and my older sister to the local park and told us to stay there until she came back for us. Okay, that's like suspicious and I feel illegal, but hours pass, we get hungry, tired, wet ourselves, because there's no public toilets, etc. Police show up eventually, start asking us questions about who we are and where are our parents. End up at the police station scared we're gonna get in trouble. Dad walks in and takes us home after a conversation with the police. Mom is gone and doesn't return for 2 weeks. Dad doesn't start taking long truck trips again until after my baby sister is born. My mother had gotten the pregnancy crazies and tried to abandon my sister and I. She was in a psych ward for 2 weeks because my dad came home early and caught her packing a runaway bag. Is that a thing? Pregnancy crazies? I swear I'm never having children. There's too much. There's pregnancy hair loss. There's now postpartum depression, pregnancy crazies. Wow. When I was around 8 years old, I was sitting on my grandparents' hammock. I flipped it accidentally and smashed my head on the ground. Oof. I remember seeing stars and blacking out. I was afraid of getting in trouble, so I didn't tell anyone what happened. Oh no. Oh no. Apparently, I had a hot dog for lunch because from that day on, my family thought I had an allergic reaction to eating hot dogs. Now that I'm older, I realized that I was having symptoms of a concussion. Yeah, you were. I could have told you that right off the bat. That is absolutely wild. Yeah, please, if anyone if you injure yourself, don't be like, oh my god, my parents are gonna get mad at me. No, they're not gonna get mad at you. Report what you're feeling so that you can be safe. I don't understand how allergic reaction to eating the hot dog, though. I don't think a concussion will break you out in hives. Maybe they were just dizzy and, When I was in grade school, I walked from my house to school every day about a mile. On my walk was a homeless dude that I would always stop to give my vegetables. Oh, sweet. So my mom would think I ate them. Never mind. You're a little sneaky devil. One day, a friend from my class pulled over with her mother. Her mother offered to drive me to the school with my friend. I told her no, because I had to give the dude my veggies or my mom would get mad if I didn't eat them. Also, I know now I could have just tossed them, but I was a dumb kid. So her mother gets really pushy and insists I get in her car, but I just continue on my way. That was the last time I saw my friend. I was little and we weren't super crazy close or anything, so I didn't think anything of it. Later in life, I think about her and ask my mom if she remembered the girl. Turns out her estranged mom kidnapped her and no one was able to find them. We live close to the Mexico border, so they think that she left to the US. Wow. My mom freaked out when I told her the story and was also kind of mad I used to give my veggies to the homeless dude. But think about it. You not eating your vegetables saved your life. So you should be like, shove that in your mom's face. But wow, she was about to kidnap you too. That's wild. Literally because she wanted to give veggies to a homeless person, that saved her life. Wow, not eating vegetables saved her life. That's probably the one time you can say that. I wasn't really a child, but when I was 16, I was at a park with my friend and we were making flower crowns. Ooh, hipster. It got pretty cloudy and knew the rain was coming, but did not know a thunderstorm was on its way. I remember looking west and seeing the sky almost pitch black and thinking, man, we should probably go soon. And then literally 3 minutes later, we look up and we are face to face with the storm front moving in faster than well, that was a weird analogy. And a tornado beginning to form a mile away or so. Wow, heading straight towards them. We effing ran. I didn't even put my shoes on. I just picked them up and we bolted towards the car. It was literally at our heels the whole way home. Dude, I got trapped in a tornado twice. Like, not actually in the tornado. And I'm terrified of tornadoes. Like, no. So this is like, I imagine they're painting because I was screaming and crying the whole drive home. Anyway, that's when I developed anxiety. I was maybe 14 or 15, so not childhood, but teenage years. When me and my dad walked into Home Depot. Shout out Home Depot, yes. Looked around and found no one. That's weird. Thought how lucky we were gonna be when there was no line at checkout. Finished our shopping 20 minutes later, walked to the self-checkout registers because there weren't any cashiers, walked out and was greeted by multiple police officers with rifles. Dad tells me it's just a training exercise and not to worry about it. About a week later, my dad tells me that actually someone was holding employees hostage after their robbery attempt failed in the gardening section of the store. First of all, who tries to rob the garden center? Clearly a plant lover, but still, so, oh man, get down and give me the aloe vera. Seriously, like, okay. But imagine going in, shopping, meanwhile people are all tied up and gagged at the back. Wow, they got lucky. They got lucky. My girlfriend and I were about 12. What? You were dating your girlfriend at 12 years old? I should say 12 years young. That is so young. Anyways, I didn't have my first boyfriend until I was like 16. Anyway, my girlfriend and I were about 12 and my dad let us stay in the camper in the driveway for a sleepover. Bro, your parents are too lenient. My parents would never. Sleeping together? Alone? No chance. Anyway, earlier the next morning, they wanted to go to 7-Eleven, which is a convenience store if you didn't know. So we started walking. It was only about 4 blocks away. An old car passed us really slow and I had a bad feeling. It turned the corner and I told my friend to run back to the camper. We ran back and looked out the window. That car drove up and down the street for 10 minutes, maybe looking for us, maybe not, but we didn't get kidnapped, so it worked out. I have also almost been kidnapped about 3 or 4 times. Also why I have anxiety and I don't trust people. Kidnapping story on my personal channel. I remember waking up on our couch and being very bothered that I had been taken from my nice warm bed, but too sleepy to say anything. My mom and dad were in the next room screaming at each other, and then my mom came to me crying and telling me not to fall asleep. Passed out, woke up, laid across the back of my papa's truck in the dark with my mom crying in the front seat and my aunt holding me crying. Wow, Papa just stared straight ahead like he was mad. Woke up again in a bright room being jostled around and pinched. Next time I woke up, I was back in bed and thought it was a dream. 20 years later, I was informed that age 3, my fever spiked and both mom and dad unknowingly gave me medicine. Those meds reacted to each other and I had a seizure. But my dad had to go to work and couldn't be bothered, so my aunt and papa took me to the hospital. Wow. In the truck, they were turning blue. The bright room was the ER and the pinches were multiple IVs and tubes that being placed in them. Wow, I was there out like a light for 3 days. I was gonna say, how come this person kept falling asleep? Like they're a heavy sleeper, but they were only 3 and they actually remember this? I don't remember anything from when I was 3. But this was probably very traumatic, so that's very scary. For a while, in about 2nd grade, we had a bus driver who drove really strangely. He often took different routes, and once he tried to get the bus down a really narrow lane and it got stuck between a building and a tree, and we had to get out and push it. Can you imagine a bus driver like with all these little kids like being like, push little kids? Anyway. But the kicker was that one day he forgot to drop off me and my friends. He just completely missed our neighborhood, the last area on his route, and went to pick up kids at the high school. My 2 friends and I were too scared to speak up. We were sitting in the back seats until a high schooler yells, "Hey, there's a bunch of little kids back here." The driver cussed a blue streak, peeled out of the high school parking lot, probably without half of his next load of kids, and drove us home. All our moms were hysterical since we were like an hour late, and this was long before cell phones. Told my mom about the adventures we had for this guy driving, and the next day we had a new driver. Of course, he had been driving around for weeks drunk and with a school bus full of kids. I knew it was gonna be drunk driving. Wow, it could have ended much worse. Honestly, that's so scary. Wow. We had a school that was next to some woods, and I used to go there with my sister to play during the summer. We were probably 7 and 9. This guy with a leash asked us to help him look for his dog. That's suspicious. At first, we were both calling for it, and then he started walking into the woods saying he thought he went in there. My stupid ass at 7 just followed him, but my sister stopped me and said, "No! It's time to go!" Grabbed my hand and we ran home. I was angry as a child that we never found the dog. As an adult, I realized that my sister saved my from some serious that was about to go down. We never did tell our parents because we were afraid of getting in trouble. We were stupid kids. I mean, you were a stupid kid, not gonna lie, but your sister saved your life, so good thing she was there, or else you literally would, I don't know where you would have been. I don't know why I'm saying it as if she's watching this video. When I was like 4 or 5, my mom's brother and I went along with my dad on a business trip to Seattle. I had a distinct memory of being in like a Taco Bell or McDonald's. I can't remember which, but I remember waiting in line, getting in front, then my mom just taking us and leaving. I remember being so disappointed and my brother and I whining and complaining till we got to the next place. Well, a couple years ago, I'm 28 now, it somehow came out in conversation. My mom told us the whole story. We got to the front of the line and the cashier said, "Those men over there are robbing us, that we have to take your children and leave now." Wow. Shout out to the cashier for saving your life. Maybe give more credit to your mom and don't complain if you don't get Taco Bell. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. If you want to see part 2, then you gotta let me know in the comments below. Also, you can let us know in the comments below what video you want to see from us next. And while you're down there, smash that like button. Obviously, subscribe to our channel. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan. Now, see ya when I see ya. Stay spooky. Okay, real childhood memories from Reddit users. 12. One day when I was about 8 or 9, my mom and I were, jeez, I need to like correct everyone's grammar. I'm sorry, I'm not getting pregnant. This is, that's fine, go.
I want to hit my head. I didn't, never mind.
Oh, Jared, I'm trying to go. What was I saying now that I was rudely interrupted?
Sorry.
What is up with these weird coordinates? They're just like 0530 to 06. Is that the date? I don't know. Yeah, it's the date. I don't know. So I remember, oh, it's not mom's brother. It was mom, brother, and I. This person just can't use commas. Anyway,